Hello, everybody. It is Mike Stewart here. And welcome to ClickSeminars.LIVE. Folks, I'm excited about the presentation we're getting ready to do. It's about social media. And let me tell you about your presenter coming up here shortly. It's Paul O'Mahony. O'Mahony, as he told me to say. Paul O'Mahony is an entrepreneur, 4 times best-selling author, and Guinness World Record-holding public speaker specializing in digital marketing, mindset, and wealth management. He's a columnist for the Sunday Independent and Examiner newspapers and has multiple companies where he supports thousands of clients worldwide. His Rethink Brown focuses on empowering ordinary people to lead extraordinary lives with special focus on children and teens. Paul is a highly sought-after international speaker as he has unique insights into mindset and marketing and provides outstanding clarity for his audience on how to improve their business and their financial well-being. So I'd like to introduce to the virtual stage here, Mr. Paul O'Mahony.
Hey, Mike. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, regardless of what time in the world it is for you. It's midnight for me, but guess what? I am wide awake, ready to go. And I hope you guys dust off whatever cobwebs you have of a Saturday, and let's get focused, because we are going to absolutely have a ball here together. I even cut my own hair for you today with a nail scissors, believe it or not, since you last saw me. So you can, if you see lots of gaps, that's because that's where that came from. So let me ask you, everybody, right now, how many of you at the moment believe it's difficult for you to make money online? Type in yes if you feel it's difficult for you to make money online, right? Let's be honest here. And I know we're just starting off talking about this topic, but type in yes if you feel it's difficult for you. And the second question I have for you then is to type in, please, how many days it is since you last purchased something on the internet. Type in 0 if it was today, type in 1 if it was yesterday, type in 2 if it was the day before. Let's just see how many days it is since you last purchased something on the internet. Okay, so we have a bunch of yeses that are starting to come in now. What I'm really interested to see is the 0. Right, Vicky says today. She already bought. You bought today, Vicky, right? That's not a surprise. Okay, who else? Peter, 3 days ago. Okay. 7 days ago, says Alexander. Okay, it's just a little bit of a delay, but that's perfect. So here's the thing. That means you could have answered no to question 1, because in fact, you are already amazing at making money on the internet. It just happens to be for somebody else. Every time you're purchasing something on the internet, you are making somebody else money. It's time to figure out how to stop wasting time online and start earning money. So we are living in incredible times right now, and we are meeting at incredible times. This device, the smartphone, is the addiction of society. The absolute addiction of society. What device woke you up this morning? Your phone. What do you carry around with you all day long in your handbag? And that's just the men. Your phone. What do we bring into the bathroom with us where no one else is invited us? Our phone. And what is the thing that we continue to do at nighttime that we've been told to do since we were kids? Kneel down by the side of the bed to give thanks. But what are we giving thanks for? The phone. We're plugging it in and charging the phone. We couldn't care less if our partner is charged first thing in the morning. But if our phone isn't charged, we know it's not going to be a good day. And that is the world that we live in today. This device dictates exactly how your day is going to go. Type in guilty right now if you have one of these devices within 12 inches to 18 inches of your hand right now. Right? Type in guilty if you have one of them around you right now. Because I'm pretty sure you do, right? Here come the guilties, right? Exactly, right? Exactly. So, and you're not waiting for you to ring, right? It's going to be somebody else. It has to be somebody else about to look for your time, your attention, your focus, your energy, and even your money. That device right now, for the vast majority of the planet, acts as a liability. What does that mean? It means it takes money out of your pocket and time out of your life. We want to show you how to turn it into worth its weight in gold. We want to turn it into an asset and put money back into your pocket and more time back into your life. And that's what this presentation is about. because we can completely switch it around to make this device an absolute life changer for you starting today, right? So I cannot wait to share this information with you, because the beauty of it is you now have access to people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They even bring you to bed with them. So let's figure out how this is going to work for you, because right now people are screaming about the challenges that they're having all over the world with business, etc. I'm just going to show you some of my websites over the last couple of months. The last 7 days here, 204,000. The last 4 weeks, 552,000. May 30th, okay, I should update this to June 7th, but May 30th, 11 grand, May 29, 25 grand, May 28, 42 grand, May 27, 103 grand. This website here, the last week, 98,000, last 4 weeks, 408,000. Here so far in June from this website, 31,000, in May, 578,000, April, 493,000. And I'm not showing that to gloat, believe me. I'm showing this to you to prove to you that this absolutely works. And when everybody else is panicking, there are people like me and thousands of clients of mine that are actually thriving in this current environment when most people are just trying to keep their head above water and survive, right? So we're here to have some fun. I really want you to engage with me. So please type into the chat. The more you type in when I ask you questions, the more you'll remember, and the more that all of us are going to have a lot of fun from this, okay? So who is this for? If you own your own business, you absolutely know that you need to be using social media better than you are already. That's kind of a given, right? And I guess there's probably at least a quarter to a third of you in that position. There's another third of you probably that want to be an influencer. You want to maybe write a book. You might want to speak on stage. You might have a message to share. You're in a specific part of the community that you really want to make an impact socially. You know that social media is a critical difference between success and failure for you in getting out there in the public. But I'm going to guess that at least half of you fall into this third bracket. You don't like social media. You've no idea why people post selfies of themselves up there. In fact, it annoys you. But you do like the idea of actually being able to make money from it, even though you've no products, you've no services, you've no business idea, you've no entrepreneurship in your family. You're probably in a job, you might be sick of it, but you would love if somehow it was possible, without ever being to the forefront of social media, without everybody ever knowing it's you, to make money from it. Type in number 3 if that's you, right? Alexander says, me. Yeah, absolutely, right? And that is exactly where I started from. So here's the irony. This book behind me, Rethink Social Media, we sold 16,000 books in the first day. I've written the book about it, and I don't even like it. There, I said it. So you don't even need to like it to go ahead and make millions and millions of dollars from it. I'm not talking about social media as the masses use it. I'm talking about social media as how the very few use it, how the masters of it that are making money from it use it. It's time to rethink social media. And that's what I'd like to invite you to today. So can I get agreement from us all, guys, that you guys are going to have an open mind for the next hour or so, because having an open mind around this is absolutely critical. Can you just type in OM for open mind? Just want to make sure that whatever your belief systems are before this, that you can just suspend them for a little bit, because the reason I bring this up is I started as the most skeptical person out there about this whole thing. So I'm going to invite you to have an open mind on this, because that truly will make an enormous difference for you. Okay, thank you, guys. So let me tell you a little bit about myself, just in case you were wondering. That's exactly how I look beneath the t-shirt. But I get to travel all over the world when travel's allowed. I fly over 100 times a year. This is the longest I've been grounded, actually, in the last 11 years. But it wasn't always like this for me. It wasn't even close to this. I used to work in a corporate job for 9 years. And it was actually when I went to Australia and New Zealand for a 6-week trip back in 2006 with my 3 closest friends that everything changed for me. I had to get a loan. I had to get a year's notice at work. And then it took me 4 weeks on that trip to actually mentally disconnect from my job. And I started asking the question, why do I work for 48 weeks in the year when I can't even disconnect in the 4 weeks that I have off? And the reason was because nobody I knew did anything like me. Nobody I knew did anything different. Nobody did anything other than a job, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 9 to 7, and that was the norm. So I didn't have a role model of people that were able to maybe work for half the year and take the other half off, which I would have thought was a lot fairer. But the thing about it is, I never considered the internet for a long, long time. Why? Because A, I'm not technical. B, I don't like working behind computers. C, I didn't have a business. I didn't have a product. I didn't have a service. There's no business experience in my family. There's no entrepreneurship in my family. and I didn't like the idea of stuck at home behind a computer and being like a hermit. Funnily enough, none of those things are required. And that's what amazes me, because people, and I understand why you might think that, but truly none of those things are required. And in fact, I'm not here today to teach you how to get yourself a new job. I want to show you some skills that once you have them down, you can get somebody else to do them for you. So that for as little as $4 an hour, or even possibly less, you can have somebody more qualified than you to do all of this for you and generate whatever income is that you want moving forward. So how did I get introduced to this whole world? That's what, if I was you, that's what I'd want to know. Well, I was at a seminar in Ireland in 2009. After that trip abroad, I was looking for something different. I was looking for something new that could change this rat race that I was in and my situation. So in 2009, I was invited to an event in Dublin, February 2009. And some of the speakers that you will hear over the next 7 days were actually speaking at that event. I'm going to give you a clue. They were all American, right? They were all American. And they'd clearly never been to Ireland before. And let me explain why. Actually, there's a picture of me from that event here. Where is it? Oh, sorry, it's the wrong picture. Here it is. That's a different event later. Here it is. Here's a picture of me sitting up the front, called in sick for the first day in 9 years in my job. My first day ever day calling in sick. I borrowed my work laptop, which I must give back actually at some point. And I always think I look like a rabbit in the headlights, because all these Americans are talking about how they're making millions on the internet. They're high school dropouts, they're college dropouts. They all have the same story. They were born in a hospital. They were mixed up as babies. They somehow ended up being sent up by a local river and rescued by wolves, and lived in a forest for many years, but then they got discovered by a National Geographic camera crew and rescued them from their heroin factory that had set up out there. And they basically got checked into a detox clinic, and at age 18, they were released. They found Jesus, they found an internet connection, and they went on to make millions. I remember thinking, God, someone needs to close this hospital down, because how can they all have the same story, right? So this is where my mindset is as this is going on, right? And I turned to the stranger next to me and said, this has to be a scam, right? He said, of course it's a scam, because if it was this easy, everybody else would be doing it. I said, yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. But the reason I know they hadn't been to Ireland is they didn't appreciate how anti-motivation we are. We're not into this whoop, whoop kind of stuff whatsoever. So one guy said, stand up and point at the person next to you and tell them they're awesome. We're like, no, we don't use that word in real life. The next guy clearly hadn't been to Ireland. He said, stand up, turn to the person next to you and massage their shoulders. We practice social distancing naturally in Ireland. We've been doing it long before it became fashionable, right? We don't touch our own family, let alone friends. We don't drink because we enjoy it. We drink because we need to procreate, right? So you can only imagine it was going down like a lead balloon. However, one speaker came up and he nailed it. And I told you this earlier today, if you managed to be at the parade of speakers. He said, you guys ironically think we're here to brainwash you. He said, you guys are completely brainwashed. You believe that the first 20 years of your life is about getting qualifications, getting letters after your name. He said, for me, I found a better measure of wealth are the numbers in your bank account. And he said, I'll prove it to you. What happens to professors, right? What happens to professors? He said, they cycle to work. He said, I've got 2 Lamborghinis, your choice. And that it really hit me. It really hit me hard, because all of my life, everything was about education, get exams. If you don't have enough money, you need to do your next exam, your next qualification, right? So this is something that really broke me from the belief system that I had. And for the first time, I think ever, I understood what Mark Twain said when he said, I never let my schooling get in the way of my education. So I began on this route of looking for an alternative plan. And I invested in 1, 2, 3 programs about how to make money on the internet. I didn't tell my friends. I didn't tell my family. They thought it was crazy. They would have thought it was crazy. I stuck it on a credit card. I didn't have the money. It was 10,000 euros on a credit card to learn from 3 separate speakers, because this was the way I looked at it. I can't possibly lose the money. It's not on a stock where you can lose it, or in a property when the property market can go down. It's education. I'm learning how to sell anything to anybody, anywhere, at any time. Yes, I'm not technical, but surely if I can press buttons to buy something, I can press buttons to sell something. Turns out that is exactly the case. But I started from this perspective. The internet's a scam. So that's why I make sure it's my personal ambition to go out and tell each and every one of you that no matter how skeptical you are, I was worse. I was there. And if this was so great, why wasn't everybody else doing it? But the problem that a lot of us have is we consistently ask the question, which is this: but if it was that easy, why isn't everybody else doing it? We're always interested in what people without money are doing. 99.5% of the planet are not millionaires. So why do we keep asking about them? The question really for me should be, what are the wealthy people doing? Because yes, most people are in the same boat, just happens that boat's the Titanic, right? And as I mentioned earlier today, the numbers are staggering when you actually look at what happens to people that follow the system that's laid out for them. Einstein calls it insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. But if we actually look at the wealthiest people in the world, it actually turns out that most of them, their wealth is now generated from the internet. So maybe, just maybe, instead of thinking that the internet is the scam, that maybe we're looking in the wrong place. Maybe there is another scam going on that it's so good that we haven't even been aware of it, right? Now, I couldn't possibly continue and tell you my story without having the element of the guru story. So here is the river from where I was rescued. There's the grassy knoll where I was raised by foxes. Actually, we've no wolves in Ireland. It's Limerick is the name of this place. Eventually, that's my house now, of course, where I live. This is me as a 7-year-old. Now, you might be thinking, wow, God, what happened? Time hasn't been very kind to poor old Paul. You're right, it hasn't. Drink happened, of course, being Irish. So seeing as I pursued my passion, and if you're Irish and you pursue your passion, this is where you're going to hang out in the 90s. But I got lucky because somebody left by my trolley a laptop with a fully functional Wi-Fi dongle, and I went on to make millions on the internet, right? That's the story you're expecting. That's the story I'm giving you. But funnily enough, none of that is true. Both my parents, both, are teachers. I want you to just even consider that for a moment. Not for too long because you'll get depressed. But imagine growing up with both parents as teachers. So I'm running home from school each day, and then I start slowing down going, what's the point? What's the point in rushing home? There's 2 more waiting for me. Every summer, every Christmas, they were always there. Everything was about exams, study, exams, get a job, pensionable job, permanent job. Do you remember permanent jobs? They were all the rage there about 15 years ago. Turns out they weren't that permanent, right? They, like all other teachers in that mold, were teaching what they felt was best for us. But what they taught in schools is completely outdated. It's from hundreds of years ago when we were in the Industrial Revolution. We needed to learn how to read and write and add so we could get jobs, right? And work in factories. The world has moved on. In fact, if you're learning what you're doing in school today, you'll find that it has 0 practical application. This is the first ever generation that if you do what your parents did, you're going to end up broke. Now, that's the good news also, because it means if you embrace what we're sharing with you over the next 7 days, that's going to completely change everything for you. So I went through the process, got the permanent job, went to corporate world. But when I sat in that audience and invested in those 3 programs and decided enough is enough, something's got to give, everything changed. And I'm grateful every single day since that I made that decision. And I'm here today to say thank you, Tom, thank you, Joe, thank you, Jason, thank you, Mike, also, for giving you the exact same opportunity. You are in the virtual seminar right now. You are sitting in the room. I'm certain some of you have doubts. I'm certain some of you have decided, oh, you say, I'll have a listen and see what happens. And I'm telling you, don't give in to the old voices, the voices trying to hold you back, right? Because if you want to get out of your income zone, you got to get out of that comfort zone. Right? And it starts by finding someone, I believe, like me, with no BS, none of the crap, just telling you, look, it's a simple process. If you can press buttons on this keyboard to make money from it, right? Or to spend money, you can press the same buttons to make money from it. And that's what I'm here to do, to share with you. And again, no story would be complete without this guy. Anybody know who this guy is? Please type into the chat this gentleman's name. Now, the reason I'm showing you this picture is the only one I've ever seen of him where somebody else's head is bigger than his. Yes, it's Tony Robbins, right? Now, I am about 80 yards ahead of him, in fairness. So when I went to these first 3 workshops that I purchased back in February 2009, this guy's name came up consistently. Tony Robbins, Tony Robbins, Tony Robbins. So I asked my boss, was it okay if I went to a leadership conference, which just happened to be in New York City on St. Patrick's weekend, to go see this guy? He said, sure. Yeah. He didn't know any better than I did. Now, I didn't even check him out on YouTube. So this will give you an idea of some perspective here. Tony comes on stage and he says, as he does nice and quietly, everybody, I want you to jump around like complete lunatics. And to my absolute shock and horror, out of the 3,000 people there, 2,995, that was all it took. Off they went. I started backing up to the closest exit. And you could not make this up. I bumped into another Irish guy, ginger hair and freckles. We were probably related, in fact, if we got talking about it. And he just looked at me and he said, I've seen this on the Discovery Channel. This is a cult. I wasn't sure how they were going to get us to go across the fire. Now I know. We're going to be drinking suicide tablets. They're going to drag our bodies across the coast to get rid of the evidence. Let's get out of here quick. Let's get out quick. By the way, there was a couple of Germans there as well going, was ist das? But everybody else, they were just going for it full on. Now, Tony spotted a few of us not dancing, and he said, oh, by the way, those of you not dancing, you're walking on fire tonight. If you don't do everything I say, you're going to burn. And I said, well, why didn't you say so, Tony? All I needed was a bit of motivation. So off I went, jumping around the stage. This is from the official website. Look who is jumping up and down, saying, please, Tony, please, touch me, touch me. And we touched. And I just felt we had a different connection to others that was just difficult to put your finger on. He touched me in places that, oh, actually, I can't really use that language anymore. But I decided that I was going to go quit my job. I texted my boss and told him his services would no longer be required. I was going to go live by two mottos. I'm going to live with passion, and I'm going to fake it till I make it. Turns out I ignored all the important stuff that Tony said. Like, find yourself a coach. Find yourself somebody who's been there, done that, pay them, follow their path. Success leaves clues. It's like, yeah, that stuff sounds a bit too salesy. I'll just go with the other options. 3 months later, after quitting my job, walking out of there saying, you losers, working for the man, I lost every single penny I had saved for 9 years trying to master the stock market without having any coaching. Right? No, I'm glad, Peter, you find it so funny. Lost every penny. Thought I could figure it out for myself. There's so many people out there going, you can learn everything you can on the internet today. You're right, but the one thing you can't get on the internet is experience. I knew how to buy a stock and sell a stock, just wasn't good at getting the timing right. So that was why in July 2009, I went back to the internet, because it was free. I did no money. I had made a massive mistake in the stock market. I was in negative equity for the home that I had. However, thank God for the internet, because that allowed me to completely change my life. Within 6 months, I'd made, within 4 months, I'd made $8,000. Then it doubled, and it doubled over the next 4 months. I was up to $80,000 a month from somebody sitting in the audience, knowing nothing about social media, no business experience, starting out with no products, no services, no following, no background, nobody knowing anything about me, and too embarrassed to tell my people at work what I did. This is why I'm here today, is to show you that you absolutely can nail this. And you don't have to be a speaker. You don't have to be a public figure. I just like the idea of that after a while. But in the beginning, I was hiding behind a brand. I didn't want anybody to know it was me. I was very nervous about this stuff. And I get that so many of you are in that exact same position, but you can be completely hidden behind a brand. Think of Costa, think of Starbucks, think of these brands where, you know, Mr. Costa is not getting up in the morning, taking a selfie and posting it on social media, right? And it doesn't seem to hurt them. So either way, to the front or hidden in the back, it will absolutely work for you. I get to travel the world and speak with very famous speakers and people like that I never would have envisaged meeting during the rest of my life. However, Tony, I've got to meet numerous occasions since. Ladies, you spotted it immediately, but guys, just in case you didn't, look at the size of his hand. Sometimes you got to know when you're beaten. So let's just say I'm not competing in his niche in how to live or how to have long-term passionate relationships. I think he has a not so hidden advantage over some of the rest of us mere mortals. Although I have been speaking on stage with him for nearly 5 years now, and the marketing guy in this poster, in fairness to him, did his best to Photoshop my hand to be a bit bigger. But that aside, first year we made our first $1 million, myself and my business partner, with no business experience, no entrepreneurship gene, didn't like social media, wasn't on it before that, had no products, had no services. This is what I want you to understand. And guess what? It's even easier today than it was then. And that should be the most exciting part of the news for you. I'm not going to go through these things, the awards, etc. What I will tell you is this. My goal is to help rethink people all over the planet, to empower them to rethink where they're at today. Most people I meet day to day are not happy with the results. And it's basically because they followed a system that isn't designed to make you happy or wealthy. In fact, it's quite the opposite. So I've written numerous books about this topic: Rethink Social Media, Rethink Time Management, and Rethink Money for Children and Teens. And as Mike said in my intro, I do have a specific interest in children and teens, particularly as it relates to money. I have a company and a foundation called Fun Financial Freedom, which I've invested over 600,000 in at this point, for an entire animated training, years and years of training, all animated, for children and teens around the world, with teaching them how to become financially smart, how to understand how money works, how to set up their own little businesses, making them literally thousands of dollars a month, and the importance of money not being just about what you can get, but about giving back and how to help the less fortunate around the world. It was inspired by this guy who came to my workshop with his dad. The babysitter cancelled on him. He came to my Rethink Social Media workshop, and this father said to the son, he said, "Please, here's the iPad, stay quiet, play your games." Simon was glued to what I said, put up his hand and said, "Paul, can I share something?" I said, "Please, please." He said, "I just made $210. I said, "How long did that take?" He said, 11 minutes. Every adult in the room had the same look on their face. "You little shit. How dare you prove that this stuff works?" Yes, what a surprise. It absolutely does. Adults many times spend all the hours in the day figuring out why something might not work for them. Kids just get on with it and make it happen. This truly is child's play. So that's what inspired me to do this, and we launched it last June in Johannesburg, South Africa. We had 55,000 teenagers at our very first event, and I can tell you more about this a little bit later, but I want you to appreciate that by you not getting involved on the internet, or by not learning these skills, that you'd actually you're missing out on such an incredible opportunity to inspire people around you, not just to make a financial difference to you, but to make a huge difference to your friends, your family, and create this ripple effect around the world. And it's a very simple 4-step process that you guys need to follow, right? And this is the process, right? Step 1 is finding a niche or a niche where people specifically have problems. Step 2 is finding people with those problems on social media. Step 3 is creating what we call a landing page or a squeeze page to invite people away from social media and into your email database. And number 4 is the automation of making money from all of this. So let's go through this in detail over the next hour or so you completely get how this works, so that you can get started immediately, right? So starting with the niche or the niche, depending on where you're from, keep it super simple. As Zig Ziglar says, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. It doesn't start with find your passion, figure out what you'd love to do in life. It's way, way simpler. Just give people what they want and charge for it. I could not agree more, right? I could not agree more. Then you can go and do whatever you like with your spare money and your spare time with your hobbies. But just give others what they want and make your life so much easier. So what do people want all over the world? They want 3 things. They want to be healthier, they want to be wealthier, they want to be happier. Guess what? These are also completely addictive. Completely addictive. The more healthy you are, the more money you'll spend on health. The more wealthier you are, the more money you'll invest in learning how to be wealthier. The happier you are, the more money you spend on the pursuit of happiness. So I want you immediately to start thinking differently about business. Most people confuse a product with a business. We're not in the business of selling products here. We're in the business of selling solutions. There will be an infinite number of products created by entrepreneurs around the world over the next several decades in these 3 areas. So let's not worry about products. Let's just pick an area where we know there'll be no end of products. So we just focus on solutions. Because if we have a product-focused business, that business is going to go out of business as soon as that product expires, is disrupted, or somebody else comes in with a better option or a cheaper option. So this is going to absolutely recession-proof you. It's going to protect you from any changes in the external environment, and it's going to totally set you up for success. And the best bit of it is you don't even need to have a business starting out. You don't need to have any experience. You don't need to have products or services. But if you do, that's totally fine as well. So stick to where the money is going, because then we can go to social media and find people with the problems. Now, wait till you see what I show you here. It's going to blow your mind. Now, this is why I choose this business model over any other out there. And believe me, I've been exposed to quite a few in the past 11 years. We've been told in today's current crazy environment that everything we know is going to change. Now, as if we're not already feeling uncomfortable enough as things are, when you're looking for certainty and all you're being told is, well, it's only uncertainty, everything's going to change, it doesn't give you really much hope. However, I'm going to change that. This business model is not just about certainty. It's focused on 3 key foundation stones that will never change. Now, that's a big statement to make when you've been told since you were a child that everything's going to change. Not these 3 things. Firstly, people will never stop having problems. That's never going to change, right? So the person on the left-hand side with a green jigsaw puzzle is that regular person with regular problems. 6 months ago, before the pandemic, guess what people wanted? Health, wealth, and happiness. Now, in the midst of it, what do they want? Health, wealth, happiness. Those things are never going away. So the problems will stay. That's the first thing. That will never change. Second thing is people are wired to get rid of their money. No matter what country, culture, continent you go to, look at what people do. They have absolute discipline in one area and one area only. What's that? Getting rid of their money. They have direct debits and standing orders in place just in case they forget to get rid of it the minute it comes into their bank account. They already have a plan on exactly how it's going to go, right? So people are always thinking about how they're going to spend their money, and people will always have problems. Now, there's 2 key things that are never going to change, and they're totally our business are reliant on. The third thing that will never change, in my opinion, is this. Traditional businesses will continue to fail. There's a 96% chance if you have a traditional business, it's going to fail on you. 96%. Now, that bearing in mind, you went to college, a lot of people, to get a degree in business, to have a 4% chance of success. I'm not here to show you that. I'm here to show you how to have a 100% chance of success with your business. As I said, what you learn in college, what's out of date. How can you learn from a lecturer who's never ran a business how to run a business? How can you run from teachers in school who are not financially free how to do that, right? The thing is, you can't, right? And this is from speaking as a product of 2 teachers. But learn this. Why don't you become the matchmaker? Why don't you introduce the people with problems to the best product selling in the world? Get out of your own way and just let the money flow. Let them buy what they want. Don't force what you think they need on them, because people don't do that. People buy what they want. So this is what I want you to introduce you to, because this will allow you to sleep better at night as an entrepreneur. One of my favorite sayings about entrepreneurs is the only people I know that work 80 hours a week to avoid a 40-hour-a-week job, right? That's not what we signed up for. It's because we're trying to do too much. While if you just learn this skill, you have certainty of a financial future where you'll never have to worry about running out of money forever. In fact, you will absolutely thrive, because there'll always be new products and there'll always be people ready to spend their money on solving their biggest problems. Now, the immediate question you'll have is, but Paul, if it was that easy, wouldn't everybody else be doing it? Now, remember what I said earlier when you asked that question. Don't ask what the poor people are doing, or the broke people, or the people challenged financially. Ask, what are the wealthiest and most successful and fastest growing companies doing? Because that will help you get a better answer if you ask that better question. Well, let's take a look. Uber, for example, the world's largest taxi company. Lyft, the world's 2nd largest taxi company. They don't own any vehicles. Now, I don't know if you've been watching the news recently, but there's an incredible thing that's just happened recently to point this out to you. Hertz car rentals, US and Canada, have gone bankrupt. Hertz, yes, Hertz, H-E-R-T-Z, like the biggest rental company in the world, like with Avis, Hertz. They've gone bankrupt in the US and in Canada, right? Suddenly gone, right? If I offered you that company 2 weeks ago, you would have taken it with both arms, right? Obviously, you would have done anything to get your hands on it. Now, it's just been proven it's an out-of-date model. Uber, they don't own any cars. Facebook don't create any content, and they're the world's largest content sharers. Alibaba, the world's largest store, doesn't have any inventory. Airbnb, the world's largest accommodation provider, doesn't own any real estate. Booking.com, hotels.com, ironically, don't own any hotels. Amazon doesn't write a single book. eBay doesn't create a single product. Banks, which have been with us for millennia, they don't print money. They sell the person's money in front of the line to the person next in the line and charge interest to keep people interested in coming back to continue the circuit. Thank you, there you go. Thank you, there you go. Please bring it back. Thank you, there you go. But sometimes things are so close to us that we don't see the wood from the trees. Matchmakers, that's where it's at. That's what they're all doing. And in case you remember what we said earlier about the internet being a scam and looking at where all of these companies are based, speaking of scams, Recently, the word $1 trillion is being used a lot, but we forget how big a trillion is when you add dollars after it. Let's change the currency from money to time to see the difference between a million and a trillion. A million seconds is 12 days. A billion seconds is 32.8 years. A trillion seconds is 32,800 years. So there's a significant difference between a million and a trillion. Why am I giving you this lesson in arithmetic? Because I want to give you some perspective. This number is $1.6 trillion. This is the US government's #1 asset. You know what else it is? Outstanding student loan debt. Yes, you heard me right. The average graduate in the US, and it's the same worldwide, comes out with a qualification and a loan owed of $37,000. The only loan you cannot declare bankruptcy on, funnily enough, is a student loan. The average person in the US and in the developed world spends $600,000 on interest on debt in a lifetime. That is the report card of the educational system. This, for me, is where the problem lies. We're not being set up for success. We're being set up to go deeper and deeper into debt. Right? So why doesn't anyone ask the awkward question as to why your 5-year-old grandson is better off financially than your 25-year-old son? Makes no sense that you go backwards the older you get. But we are part of the problem because we, as a group, we lose sight of churning people into something where they get a degree in something that's no use to them anymore. And then we put pressure on them in their late 20s to say, it's time you grow up now, got some responsibilities, and get yourself a house. Or in other words, a mortgage, which comes from the Latin mortir, meaning to die. Mortgage literally means debt until death. Now, obviously, if you're selling mortgages, it's easier to use the word mortgage than debt until death. But we're saying we're delighted we can tell our friends, oh, guess what? Little Johnny's all grown up now. He got himself a mortgage with his lovely new partner. Yes, they have a 6 out of 10 chance of getting divorced in their 40s because of lack of money, because they're overstretched to the max to pay for this house. But they're going to say, well, everybody else is in the same boat. They're right, but it happens to be the Titanic, right? It would be funny if it wasn't so sad. But this is exactly what we are bringing the next generation into. So we are all looking the wrong way when we're talking about scams, in my opinion, because we're learning things that do not work in today's world. Add the coronavirus on top, $2 trillion of a rescue package, or in other words, debt that the next generation have to pay. In 2 weeks in March, 10 million jobs disappeared in the US in just 2 weeks. In fact, 6.6 million people filed for unemployment in 1 week alone in March 22nd to 28th this year. Why am I sharing this with you? To give you perspective, right? It's 35 million now, but in 1 week, 6.6 million. To give you perspective, the second worst week ever was 38 years ago, and it was 695,000. So we've got 10 times worse in the last 38 years. People assume we're getting better financially. Ironically, we're going deeper and deeper into a mess. Now, this is the end of the bad news, but I just want to paint a very clear picture. 2020 could be the biggest blessing of your life if you start to see, like I mentioned earlier today, 2020 vision, perfect eyesight. You now have perfect vision as to how bad the problem is for the global situation, but personally for you too. If you're struggling with your job, not sure about it, or your business, that the doors have been closed, it's time to wake up and embrace the opportunity right in front of you. That there is now, at the exact same time as people are scared about all of these facts, there's never been more money spent on the internet. Ads are on sale right now, and you can literally decide how much you want to make by following a simple system. And the simple system is this. How much do you want to make per month? Let's say it's $10,000. Guess what? All you need to do is build an email list of the same size, 10,000 people. You want to get $10,000 a month equals 10,000 people on your email list. If you want to make $30,000 a month, 30,000 on your email list. And that's what I want to share with you. Social media is not about selfies and how well you write a post. It's about inviting people into your list. That is where the money is made. So on average, you make, as I said, $1 per person per month, right? $1 per person per month. So give you the simple maths here. Let's say it costs you $1 to get somebody's email address. And you make that $1 per person per month. That means you make $12 from $1 spent in a year. That's an incredible 1,100% ROI, return on investment, that you can do over and over again. You can spend your next dollar, your next dollar, your next dollar. If one's turning into 12, what do you think you're going to do with your next one, or your next 10, or your next 100? Multiple streams of income, all from knowing one thing. So many people understand the importance of multiple streams of income, but by that they mean you need to master property, you need to master investing, you need to master your business, you need to master an online business. I'm telling you, if you just learn this one thing, you can have as many independent sources of income as you wish by just getting good at this one thing. It's incredibly exciting. You decide how much you want to make. If you're worried about that, you're going to make so much money, no problem. You dial it back if you wish. It's totally within your control. So the critical learning here is social media is about inviting people off of social media into your database, and that is where the money is made. We're not in there annoying people. We're not trying to sell to them or pitch to them or send them directly to a store or to an affiliate link. None of that. We're inviting them out of the noisy background of social media and into the privacy of a database where we know when we deliver a message that it's going to get to them. Now, it shouldn't surprise you that people all over the world are super successful with this system because it's standard economics, supply and demand. Children as young as 11, people at 88 years young. Yeah, that's the record at the moment for people that are super successful with this business. But I need to be give full disclosure around this. They didn't figure it out from listening to me for an hour. They've been to my program. They've been to my workshop. Okay, just to be fully clear on that, they have done additional training with me other than what we're going to be doing right now. Runa, for example, made $130,000 in 4 hours. Now, I know you don't know how just yet, but you will, as you start to go through this, you're going to say, oh yeah, I can totally see why that's doable, totally doable. And think about it now, against the context of how scared people are right now around money, and suddenly people who knew nothing about the internet before they started. And this is what's incredible for you guys too. In 3 months from now, 3 months, if you decide to work with me, you will be in the top 0.5% most knowledgeable people on the planet about how to make money online. Imagine that. It only takes you 3 months to be in the top 0.5% of the entire globe in being the smartest people around how to make money on the internet. It took you a lifetime to get to your salary today. It takes you 3 months to learn how to be in the top 0.5% of the world. Pretty incredible, right? And pretty exciting. Type in yes if you're getting excited about this, right? Type in yes right now if you're getting excited. Now, the workshop, just so you know about, I'll talk about it a little bit later, but not much, to be honest, because I have so much content to share with you. You can find it online. You can find it on my website. It's $6,000 or £5,000 plus that, but it's actually closed down. You cannot book a place because of the pandemic. We don't know when we'll be able to open up our trainings again. My coaches deliver these 3-day workshops, usually in London, in South Africa primarily. But the problem is we've got hundreds and hundreds of people of a backlog because of the hotels being closed down. But we'll come up with a solution around that a little bit later. The main thing I want you to know is the way I teach is completely different to others. I teach you before you come to the workshop. You learn in advance. You get all of the training you need before you ever start. So by the time you come, you're already up and running. You're successful. You're already making money with your business, which is pretty incredible, right? You're not coming in as a blank canvas. You're already up and running. You have everything you need. You're off and going. You know exactly what to do. Now, let's just show you that not the people that are successful here, they're not internet geniuses or internet gurus or technical people. Janet here, from her first Facebook ad, she spent $12, turned it into $2,100 and in 12 hours, and she turned it off because she said, I thought it was illegal. If I had time to play the video, I would now, but that's why she's mic'd up. She said, I just thought it was illegal. Like, how can you possibly make $2,100 in 12 hours? I said, Janet, you're going to need to start thinking differently, right? Because that's our conditioning. You got to work hard. You got to work long hours. For her first Facebook ad, $12 into $2,100 in 12 hours. Alison, a grandmother of 63, she works with different speakers within ClickSeminars now. She started out with us and learned how to start making money on the internet and went on to start making over $10,000 a month online from her own online business. She used to always say, Paul, it's like a cookbook recipe. But if you don't know how to mix the ingredients, it goes in a mess and it comes out a mess, right? And here's the thing she used to always say, if someone else can do it, then so can I. And I really want you to get that, right? And I love sharing the story, the fact that grandmothers can do this, because whatever story you've got going on in your brain, that's all it is. It's the story. All you need to know is appreciate that if you can press buttons on your computer, you can make this work. Think about it. If you decided, oh, I want to get an amazing body, whatever shape you're in, I want to lose 5 kilos, 10 kilos, 15 kilos. It's going to be torturous. You're going to have to join the gym. You're going to have to look at yourself every day. You're going to have to weigh yourself every day. You're going to have to sweat blood and tears. You're going to have to eat all the food you don't like and get rid of all the food you did like. For this, you don't even have to get out of your pajamas. You don't need to leave your bedroom. You're literally pressing buttons on the keyboard, right? So when people say, I think it might be hard, they need to get some perspective. You don't even need to leave your bed, right? It's pressing buttons. You absolutely can do this. The difference between you and someone making millions on the internet right now is the difference of the sequence of the keys they press on the keyboard. It's time to find that new sequence, because that's what I found, and it truly is as straightforward as this. I'd love to invite you actually to take a picture of this right now. This is what we cover in the workshop, the 9 specific areas. I'm only going to leave it up for 10 seconds. The 9 areas to show you what we cover, how to be an expert even if you're not one, how to get content out there without writing any of your own, how to find products where you can sell and make up to $6,400 from a single sale. Ultimately, it's all aimed and focused on the middle point. How do you make money from all of this? That's the critical thing I always find is missing in teachings on social media. So please take a picture of this. And also, actually, while we're here, take a selfie of you looking at me, looking at you, because this will be your before picture. This will be the tipping point for you where you said, that was the day. June 7th or June 6th, depending on where you are in the world right now, is the day when you decided no more looking back, no more stories of hardship, no more stories of being the victim, no more stories about what happened in the past. It's time to move into the new world, leap forward, embrace the chance that you have in front of you right now. Let me tell you one thing for sure. Every one of you will give your right arm in 5 years from now to come back and start again today. You will wish you could start in 2020, because most people never see the opportunity till it's gone. We are in that incredible phase right now that you can absolutely nail this, and it's super simple. All you got to do is follow exactly what I say, right? A quick recap of what we've said. Pick a niche where the money is flowing and the people will follow straight away. Build a database from them. Automate the process of making money. And the fourth and most important thing is you need support. You need somebody who's been there, done that, to close down any of the gremlins that you might have, right? The gremlins, by the way, are real people. They're around you in real life. Type in me if you are surrounded by people who generally have challenges around money, but they keep advising you what you should do about your money. Type in me if that sounds familiar to you, right? You've got people around you that keep telling you about what you should do about your money, even though they don't seem to have figured it out for themselves, right? Let me see the me's coming in for that, because I'm sure there's going to be tons of me's in there. That's the thing. We got to shut that down. We've got to stop listening to that, because that's what's holding us back, right? If you're getting free advice for money, remember, it's worth every penny that you pay. So support is critical, because that's where you get the confidence. Somebody who's been there, done that, made it work, and that's exactly what you are going to do, right? Here come the me's now. So here's some of the companies that I work for. Johnson & Johnson, Booking.com, the world's largest spender with Google Ads. Why am I sharing this with you? Because my daily rate to go into a client is £10,000, which is about $11,000. This is, for me, the most valuable, sought-after business skill in the world right now. Not social media, but how to make money from it. That's what I'm sharing with you. As I said, in 3 months, you will be in the top 0.5% of the most knowledgeable people on the planet on that. Like this quickly, that's going to happen. My one-to-one rates is $100,000, and it's booked out for 17 months straight. I'm not taking anybody on board for 17 months. It's booked out. I take 2 days per month for my one-to-one clients, and it's booked up for 17 months. I'm sharing that with you because I started in a year after I started. I was charging 30 euros an hour in Ireland where I was, and I thought it was expensive. 30 euros. What else could you start learning today that adds that much value to you out there that people would be willing to pay? I'm not saying they'll pay 100 grand to you in 3 months, but it's taken 10 years to get to that point. But that's literally life-changing money for most people for working with one single individual, right? So if this isn't your plan A, you better have one hell of a plan B, right? And that's why I keep saying I make such a point of me coming out and talking myself, because I was such a skeptic about all of this, to realize, who was I listening to? Who was I listening to when they said the internet's a scam? And then they literally go onto the internet and spend money themselves, right? It was listening to people who had not figured it out, who didn't know what they were talking about. But I don't get into discussions or arguments anymore. It's about you taking action and you getting the results, because that's the critical thing. Now, let's show you how this works, guys, in real terms, right? Google, we go there when we have a problem. We type in the problem, like I want to lose weight, and what shows up? Websites that are selling those products. We've become so accustomed to this, we don't even think of it as a challenge. Now, what if I could show you a magical website? It's a social network and it's free. That when you type in the problem, it not only brings up results, but it brings up results of people who have that problem. Not websites selling you stuff, people who just said they had that problem. Might that be a game changer for you, right? Type in yes if you think so. Of course it is a game changer, right? But better still, it's free. It's a social network you're going to have heard of. I teach all of the social networks, but I'm going to go at one right now that you least expect to work, one that you'd never think could work in business, right? Even though you know that like Instagram, you've heard of TikTok right now, you know, Facebook is kicking off and it's huge. Well, TikTok is kicking off, should I say. Facebook is the god. But I'm going to do it one you'd least expect to prove to you with the one you'd least expect, so you can only imagine what we can do with the others. We're going to go to Twitter and we're going to type in the exact same words. I want to lose weight. And look what shows up. Complete strangers like Carla saying, I want to lose weight. Linda, I'm watching the meerkat manner. I want the same metabolism as a meerkat. They lose 5% of their body weight overnight and need to eat lots. There you go, in case you didn't think this was going to be educational. Caitlin, I only want 2 things, to lose weight and to eat. Denise, I only want 2 things in life, to lose weight and to eat. And if you scroll down, there are hundreds more people saying they need to lose weight. All I want in life is to lose weight and gain money. Yet instead, here I am gaining weight and losing money. If you were at home with your friends right now, you would say, and that's why we don't use Twitter, because it's full of freaking lunatics. Right? I'm not arguing with you, but you were thinking social media, not rethinking social media. You're thinking like the masses rather than the masters. Stop thinking like the users. Start thinking like the sellers, right? Because these people are willing to share their weight loss problem with 350 million strangers. Do you think they might be just ready to do something about it? Of course. And you say, Paul, that is absolutely amazing. You must be a genius. And I'd say, thank you for that. But Paul, I don't sell any weight loss products. In fact, I don't even have a business. And I'd say, I'm so glad you brought that up, because guess what? You don't need to. You go to a brand that you're very familiar with, like Weight Watchers. You go to their website and you can sign up for free to become their partner. Yes, you heard me right. They will ask you for your bank account details. You'll get nervous because you've been told by your parents, stranger danger, don't give away your bank account details. The only thing you can do with bank account details is lodge money in. Don't put obstacles in the way of receiving money. Give out your bank account details. God, give them out to everybody. Anybody asks you for a card, just give them your bank details. The only thing you can do with them is lodge money in. So Weight Watchers will ask you for your bank details so they can pay you, and they will give you a unique link for their products, and you can promote any of their products to these people. Any of their products. Now you might think, but why wouldn't they go directly to Weight Watchers themselves? Have you ever met a human being before? We love to complain. We love to complain about a problem. It doesn't mean we're going to take action on it, right? It just means we're going to complain about it. It's then when you present the solution, they go, oh, okay. And you make money from anything they buy. Think about supermarkets. They build massive empty warehouses with lots of empty shelving, cash registers on one side of the store, and they allow thousands of businesses to fill those shelves. They couldn't care less what people buy. They make a commission on every single thing. This is right in front of our eyes, but it's so close we don't see it. We don't actually see what's going on. So we can sell other businesses' products to people looking for them. We never created it. We didn't put in all the work, but we get paid the commission. Let's go. My question would be, if I was you, have I waited too long? Have I missed the boat? Well, guess what? You could not be starting at a better time, and I genuinely mean that, and you're going to see why in a moment. Let's go back to our friend Tony. 3 million followers on Twitter. When you use Twitter advertising, you can get clicks from Twitter to whatever page you like. Now, it says here website clicks. Forget websites. That sounds complicated. We're talking about a simple one-page squeeze page, what you filled in to end up here looking at me today, right? Simple to set up, 5 minutes. So you can get clicks from Twitter that you pay for to that page. Or conversions, it says. That means you only pay per email address that you collect. You only pay per email address. So you know you'll make $1 per person per month, $12 in a year. If you're paying $1, right, to get your $12, how many of those dollars are you going to put in there? As many as you can. And the beauty of it is you can't lose it, because if any point it stops working, you just turn it off. Imagine being able to do that in the stock market. Oh, I don't like what's happening. Can we just stop that chart? No, of course not. But you absolutely can when it comes to an online business, specifically when it's coming to advertising. So the next bit, conversions, you only pay, as I said, for an email address, but if you're sending them to a sales page, you only pay after you make a sale. Let me repeat that. You only pay after you make a sale. One of my accountants, Ralph, says, Paul, you don't teach business, you teach magic. He said, business is about taking risks, about getting loans out, business loans. It's about taking 3 years to hopefully break even and make some kind of profit in year 4. He said, what you're teaching, you are making money before you actually spend money. I said, I know. He said, really, I don't think you get how powerful that. No, I said, I get it. He said, Paul, I've had 600 clients. 550 of them have gone out of business or are going out of business. At the end of the year, if they're in profit, they have a drink. If they have a loss, they have 2 drinks and they keep going. He said, but you're making money off. I said, I know. What do you think he stopped doing? He stopped selling his time for money, and he's creating courses for entrepreneurs around how to save money with your accountants. He starts recommending softwares like Sage and Xero and Intuit accountancy softwares that aren't his, but he gets a commission every single month from his clients using these softwares. He's using the exact same principles. When you've convinced your accountant, when there's no emotion involved, it's just numbers, you know that this works 100% of the time. Type in magic right now if you're starting to get this. Type in magic, right? Okay, the magics are coming now, right? Now, this is so good it should be illegal. You can get your message in front of anybody that's using a specific keyword, like I want to lose weight, or how do I get a new job? How do I update my resume? How do I trade the stock market? How do I find a place to rent in Sydney? How do I write a book? How do I stop my hair from receding, right? Literally, how do I have a better relationship? How do I stop my newborn from crying at night? And any person that says that, it can be put in front of them. That's real time putting your answer in front of them. This one should be illegal. It's so good. Add followers sounds like you're paying for followers. No, that's not that. It is type in the name of any user on Twitter whatsoever. Type in any Twitter user, and we will put Twitter, that is, your message in front of their followers. They will put your message in front of their followers. Let's just take an example here. Tony Robbins, 3 million followers we just saw. Twitter say, hey, guess what? We've got people called follower lookalikes, people similar to his people, very similar. We've got 45.9 million of those if you would like to put your message in front of them. What? Is that even legal? Why isn't everybody doing it? Wrong question. Why am I doing it is the question I'd be asking. Where is this Irish guy been my whole life? Oh my God, this guy is going to change my business forever. I agree. Now, whose stuff do you sell to his people? Please don't screw this bit up. Not your stuff. I don't care if you have a professorhood in psychology, if that's even a word. No one cares. You need to sell Tony Robbins' stuff to Tony Robbins' people. Right? You need to sell Tony Robbins' stuff to Tony Robbins' people. If you're thinking about writing a book right now, forget it. Sell Tony Robbins' books to Tony Robbins' people. Richard Branson's book to Richard Branson's people. Deepak Chopra's books to Deepak Chopra's people. Oprah's books to Oprah's people. Tupac Shakur's CDs to Tupac Shakur's people. Harry Potter books to J.K. Rowling people. Stop making business so hard. Just give people what they want. This is why I wonder why people go to work in the morning when the only question they need to ask is, whose stuff do I sell to their people today? Maybe I'll sell some Microsoft laptops to people who like Microsoft today. Right? I'm hoping that the light switch is starting to go off, guys. And what if your business is not doing this, right? Who thinks, by the way, I just might be able to help you just a little bit? Type into the chat, please help, if you think I might be able to just help you just a little bit with what's going on here right now. I can see some of the comments. People are going, oh, my word, right? Now, while we're at it, for my next magic trick, Who would just like to target wealthy people? Type a bit quicker, guys, if you don't mind. Just there's a delay for me, so the quicker you can type, there we go. Thank you. They're coming in now. All the please helps are coming in, right? Let's just go for wealthy people. Why not? You can target people based on whether they own a home or rent a home. 23.6 million homeowners. Home renters, 4 million. You can target people based on the value of the home that they live in, the type of pets that they have walking around the house, their credit history, their credit worthiness. Excellent, 11.6 million. Excellent credit history. When you run out of them, 6.2 million, very good. You can target people based on what type of investments they have. What kind of credit cards do they own? You can target them based on their net worth. Net worth of 100K to 1 million, 1 million to 2 million, 2 million plus. The type of investments, how affluent they are, how much spare money they have at the end of the month. Affluent parents. Ladies, if you learn nothing else in the entire next 7 days, affluent single men, 768,000 men who don't have children, are single, have income of over $75,000 or a net worth of over $250,000. Ladies, the good news is you can close down those Tinder accounts. No more swipe left, no more swipe right. Get straight onto Twitter. Your soulmate, many of your soulmates are waiting for you right there. Right? Get on there. Now you might be asking, how do they know this information? It's the wrong freaking question. The question is, how do you use it? It's like asking, how does the internet work? It doesn't matter. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask. You ask those questions because you don't have a coach beside you saying, what are you talking about? Get focused. Get back in the game. Let's make this happen, right? We don't want distractions. That's what social media is designed to do. We're in there to rethink it and make a fortune from it while everybody else is wasting their life on it. It's time to rethink social media. It's time to stop wasting time and start making money. Type into the chat right now if you need this in your life. Type in, I need this now. Please type it in immediately. I need to grab a drink of water. I get just as excited about this every single time because I know so many of your lives are about to be changed forever right now. Right now. Right? So I need this now. Fantastic. Okay. Now, Facebook, right? Facebook, here come the I need this now. Brilliant. Facebook, on the other hand, they understand that people are lazy. So they don't even wait for you to type in your email address. They just get you to click the button twice. If you don't mind, Mike, just removing the chat for a second so people can see that. Thank you. Appreciate it. So they click on that button in the corner. Facebook entered the name and email address automatically. So the person just has to click twice. Click, click. Right? Done. $1 per person per month, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on autopilot. Guys, if you're not doing this, you're going to be left so far behind. But if you are so far ahead. You are going to absolutely crush the competition with this. The competition can't compete with you with this because you can sell anything to anybody at any time in any environment. Any environment. So the external market, the recession or whatever's happening outside, it doesn't matter to you because people are going to keep spending their money. They're always going to have problems, and you can sell whatever they want, whenever they want. All up to you once you have these skills. By the way, that ad is called a lead generation ad. A lead generation ad, okay? In case you've been running ads. And listen to this, as if things couldn't get any better, they are. In 2020, ads are on sale right now. You have been given an incredible lifeline. Ads are on sale, 30% off. I could have never envisaged this ever. And the reason why, of course, is small businesses are closed down. So they're not running ads on Facebook because they have nowhere to bring their customers, which means ads are on sale for online businesses. Things were already amazing for online businesses, but for the cost of ads to go down, it means you can start learning in 2020 with 2017 prices. If you don't take this opportunity now, you will be kicking yourself permanently. I'm guaranteeing you, 5 years from now, there'll be two people sitting in a pub somewhere around the world having a chat about 2020. And one person will say, I heard back in 2020 you could run an ad on Facebook for less than $1. And you could run an ad on Twitter for a cent. And the other person is going to say, no, there's no way you could. Because if you could have, everybody would have been doing it. That's exactly what they're going to say. Don't get caught up in this conversation. Ads are less than $1 on Facebook. They're 1 cent. You can't get cheaper. 1 cent, 1 penny on Twitter, right? What are you waiting for? Some instruction. I know. That's why I'm here to guide you. I'm not telling you go figure this stuff out for yourself. I'm here to guide you, to show you exactly what to do. I have a training program online on exactly this. Facebook ads and Twitter ads. It's $397. People have made 2x, 5x, 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x this investment by following these ads, because all we're doing is learning how to get in front of the perfect people with the perfect product, right? It's super simple, right? Just even in its thought process and thinking it through, because the simplest ideas are always the most powerful, right? And that's exactly what we're doing. And that was just Twitter and Facebook. Instagram, of course, which is huge right now, the fastest growing social network. Jake used to be a teacher. I met him on a beach in Fiji. He was finishing traveling the world, going back to work as a teacher in Manchester, did my workshop, quit his job. He came to the workshop with his mom, actually, who was a teacher, and 5 out of his 6 aunts were teachers, funnily enough. It was really interesting. And his dad was a teacher. He made over $26,000 in a single hour from Instagram. Vishal, similarly with Facebook Messenger, came to the workshop, quit his job, $55,000 in 3 hours with Facebook Messenger, right? And this system, it works for absolutely everybody, because all you got to do is press the buttons in the right order and it absolutely works. By the way, it's designed around people that are super busy, that have busy jobs or own a busy business. Alfred was working 60 hours a week in his job. He worked in a hospital. He sent a message into us on Skype saying before the workshop that he was making $200 in a day. Now, this was in the side of his 60-hour-a-week job. We're talking about, you need about half an hour a day only for this, right? And have this forever then. $200 in a day. By the time the workshop came around, he was making $350 a day. That's $127,000 a year extra on top of him using, or working, should I say, a 60-hour week in his job. James started in November 18. I can't stop smiling at this. The reason we're meeting here is I offered anybody that when they hit their first 100,000, I bring them for dinner in a Michelin star restaurant. He did it in 6 weeks. He here has made over $2.5 million. This is the WhatsApp conversation that we had just before I went on stage with Grant Cardone and Gary Vaynerchuk and Russell Brand last October. I said, James, have you an update? It's just literally our WhatsApp chat. $2.5 million, and he started in November 18. Who wants these kind of results in their lives? That's the question to ask, right? Who wants these kind of results? Because people will work a lifetime and not get close to this. These clients are doing this in a year in some cases, right? Incredible stuff. Type in, I want this now. Type in, I want this now. Because this is what it's all about, right? You need it, you want it, and we're absolutely going to crush this together, right? You absolutely are. Okay, here come the me's. Please help, I want this now. Of course, ClickSeminars want this now. That doesn't surprise me. Okay, now again, the workshop that I talked about, right? It's totally sold out. It's not physically possible to get into this because of the pandemic, etc. But the thing is, we start teaching. In fact, we start teaching on Sunday. We start, for me, it's today. So for you, I guess it's today, depending on where you are in the world. We start immediately, straight away we get going, and we pick your niche for you. If you're not sure, we pick it for you. We leave nothing up for decision, as in no uncertainty. We make sure it happens straight away. That's what I'm here to do, is help you through this process. It's super simple, but I just want to make sure we hold your hand through the process. Right, we're nearly done, guys. Niche and social media were the key things I wanted to share with you today. Moving people into your database is basically how to build a list, how to offer something for free in exchange for names and email addresses, right? Super easy to do. There's softwares out there that do that now, and we can show you how to do it. We can also build it for you. The last bit is, well, how do you make money from this? Right? How do you get in front of a hungry audience that want exactly what you have? Well, we show you exactly how to pick the perfect product, how to pick solutions that you're never going to run out of product. Sometimes people say, Paul, what if I run out of something to sell? And I just say, well, do you ever think you're going to run out of things to buy? And they laugh at me. I said, exactly. It's the same thing. Selling and buying is the same thing. It's just the perspective on which side you're on. You are about to come onto the other side, where every time you log in the morning, you're getting excited because you're going to have made money while you slept. So people ask, well, Paul, what do you mean by selling other businesses' products? I don't quite understand that. Anything you could buy on Amazon this very second, you can be selling and making money from on Amazon. I don't mean filling stores or ordering products from China. No, I mean anything that's literally for sale on Amazon. Right now, you could be making money promoting it. The same with eBay, the world's best training courses. Events, what does that mean? You could promote a Tony Robbins event where it's $1,000 for the cheapest ticket. You get $250. by just letting his followers know what country he's coming to. You could target Tony Robbins followers in Sydney, saying, hey, Tony's come to Sydney. They go to his website, they buy, you get a minimum of $250 up to $1,000 for selling a ticket. So Tony's working for you, that you literally are making money from somebody else doing their work. Think about this. People then say, but would he be upset? He'd be delighted. It's a win-win situation. He's making money, you're making money, right? The reason you're not doing this is because the people around you are not doing it. It's time to change who you're around. It's time to get coached and shown how to do this. It's super simple. You absolutely can. If you can spend it, you can make it. You can create your own as well if you wish. My first guarantee to you is this: you will save more money in what you spend on the internet in the next 6 months than you will invest in me today. You will save more than that just by the change in how you approach things when you're purchasing something on the internet. You'll be like, hang on a second, I should have made money from that. And better than that, you will earn so much money from it. I'll be showing you how to sell and promote products where you could make $600 a sale, $1,800 a sale, even $4,000 a sale, or add them together and it's $6,400 a sale. You think, Paul, how could you do that? My students can do that by just promoting my stuff, by literally promoting my products. They can make up to $6,400 by sending me a single email. Think about that. $6,400 by sending a single email to me. We do the rest of the work. You sign up, we ask for your bank details, the same process with Amazon, with eBay, with Booking.com, with Weight Watchers, with my products. The thing is, you're not aware of it, as I keep saying, because that was the old you. Now it's the new you, right? And remember, if you keep doing what you always did, you're going to continue to get what you always got. But we're about to change that starting today, right? And let's take a look how my morning starts. Other people check their email, check their social media. I check how sales went last night. So we have a program that is just, it's online, it's a membership site access. It has no live training, no workshops, nothing included with it other than just an online training access called Online Business Mastery. So this was last night, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 3 payments of $397, $19. 997, 997, 997, 997. You never get tired of saying 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997, 997. Last 7 days, 204,000. Last 4 weeks, 552,000. May the 30th, 11,000. May 29th, 25,000. May 28th, 42,000. May 27th, 103,000. This is from one website. Last 7 days, 98,000. Last 4 weeks, 408,000. This is a different website. June 31,000 at this website so far. May 578,000. April 493,000. February 329,000. If you want these results in your life, if you think this logging in the morning to the computer and seeing these results might put a little bit of a pep in your step rather than needing a coffee, type in hell yes right now into the chat. Type in hell yes. No more coffee needed in my house, right? Because this is 100% real. And I'll never forget when I was there, I was like, it can't be true. It can't be true. You almost don't want it to be true because it's sickening to know that we have been doing the wrong thing. And there's only one thing worse than doing the wrong thing, is doing the wrong thing at speed. But the best bit about all of this is you can just change lanes straight away. You just change lanes. You just decide, boom, I've been learning the wrong stuff. No wonder I'm getting the wrong results. But remember, the internet is an SCAM, a systemized cash accumulation machine. Maybe they were right all along. You don't need to get into an argument around it anymore because you know better now. It's a systemized cash accumulation machine. You want it big time in your life right now because this is going to change everything. The difference between where you are today and a year from now all depends on what you're going to do with number 4. It all depends on the amount of support you're going to get. If you attempt to do it for yourself, it will not work. I am still waiting for someone to come up to me at an event and say, Paul, I've made $1 million on the internet and I figured it out all by myself. Said nobody ever. Anybody who's been successful in business or even in sport, when they talk to you, they'll tell you, I got help. I have to give credit to X, Y, and Z. So we need support. That's how we learned how to walk, how we learned how to talk, how we learned how to ride a bicycle. All of these things we got shown how, right? But as adults, we try to think we can suddenly figure out how to master business and master money without ever being shown how, right? So, you know, just like you can't read until you know the alphabet and words and sentences, you can't expect to master money and business when we've never been shown how. And I don't mean college and learning how to run a business through college, because that's like saying to somebody, hey, I just passed my theory test for my driving exam. Would you like a lift? No, thanks. Have you ever practically driven the car? No, but I've passed how to drive it in theory. Exactly. You still wouldn't get into the car, right? And it's the same with a business degree. The things that we set aside 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand for our children to go to college for are, you know, we really need to get some perspective versus what we're going to be talking about here in terms of learning a real education that sets them financially free, not within years, but literally within months. It is that powerful, right? The point of this is it's not your fault. You're following a system that's outdated, right? And I'm not blaming the system, because there's no one person that decided this is the system. Things take so long to change when you're talking about red tape, when you're talking about government-run industries right across the world, right? But if you're pointing the finger at someone else and blaming someone else, there's three fingers pointing back at you. And those three fingers for me are for awareness of the problem, which you now have, taking responsibility for where you are today, which I'm sure you've just done. And thirdly, creating a plan to get to a new place, right? And that's what we're here to do, right? Because what you're earning today is a direct result of what you know at the moment, right? That's the good news, because what you're learning from today is what's going to get you results from now on. It's time to move lanes. It's time to get wealthy. It's time to learn how to do it. And it's simply following a system. The secret to success in business and in sport, like I said, across the world, look at any of your friends struggling financially, right? Look at any of your friends struggling health-wise, right? Fitness-wise. What do they have in common? They're missing a coach. They don't have somebody to give them a different perspective. If you are your advisor around how to create your online business and you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You need someone who's been there, done that, can see a different perspective to you. They're up above, and you can now look down on their shoulders and see what's coming next and what to do and gain confidence from them. Their certainty will override your uncertainty, because that's what this is all about. And that's exactly why it worked for me. And I want to invite you to come work with me, some of you to come work with me and my team over the next coming weeks, because I've got incredible news for you. We do support through coaching, help centers, and mentoring. But we have, for the first time ever, a 4-day summit that I'm announcing at World Internet Summit. I click Seminars Live here, because any events I've ever done at World Internet Summit, it was a 2-day workshop, 2 days. I've never offered a 4-day. And the thing about this is I don't run my 2 days. I don't run my 3 days. My coaches do. But because I'm literally 7 feet and 2 meters from my kitchen, I am going to run this personally. 4 days exclusive training with me. Right now, we start straight away. We start tomorrow or Sunday, depending if it's today or tomorrow. We start on Sunday, this Sunday, and we lead up to these dates, July 28th and 31st, with me. You cannot get me any other way, right? Even the people that are on the waiting list that can't get to me. This is me coming out of retirement to do it online, because I love to teach, and because I don't need to travel to do this. I literally can do it from home. Okay, now this is the picture you took earlier, so you know exactly what is included in the 4-day workshop, right? Now, I want to tell you this before things go crazy and before you're all kind of competing against each other, which is going to happen very shortly. I have my training called Mindset Mastery that's designed to help you thrive in the current environment that we are in. This is completely free for those of you that decide to invest in full today. I'm just putting that out there now so you're clear and aware on that, okay? So understanding your mindset, setting your goals, how to plan your future out, that is with absolute certainty. It's online for $1997. That's completely free for those of you that invest in full today, just so we're super clear on that right now, okay? Some people are asking where the link is. I haven't given the link yet because I want everybody to get it at the exact same time. Just get ready, get those fingers warmed up, right? Because it's going to be first come, first serve. That's the only fair way to do this. At least you're not in a room where you have to sprint. You literally just got to get ready. And I'm going to, well, the minute I put it up there, you better go. Get ready to jump straight away. Luke from Australia. G'day, Paul. As you know, I started just 5 months ago. I've been rigidly sticking to the actions. I earned $7,000 last week. It's going to be over $8,000 for the first time next week. Who would have thought this was possible just a few months ago? I love this line. I've already paid my parents back for the loan. They think I am selling drugs. LOL, right? Talk about the difference in generations understanding money. An email, he said, hey, Paul, how's it going there? I hope all is well with the little one. I had my biggest sales, so you know as well. I made over $100,000 worth of sales in a day. Loving the journey. We had a catch up on WhatsApp. earlier, I think it was March, the start of March. Luke was filling me in on his details for last year. $2.3 million in 2019. This is the only business that I know that the more you learn, the more you earn, the better it gets, the more excited you get, the more enthusiastic you get. It's absolutely incredible. The returns on investment are off the charts. You cannot match them with anything else. And there's no risk. You can't lose money. Let me repeat, you can't lose money here. Every dollar you spend, you track, you're learning something, and then you scale it. Multiple streams of income over and over again, all independent of each other. It's absolutely incredible. As I said, we've got children all over the world following the same stuff. Like Salman made $210 in 11 minutes. Kiane has the new record at age 13. This was the end of last year. $13,000 in 2 days. $13,000 in 2 days at the adults workshop, right? What's holding you back, right? Nothing but an old, outdated thought process about the internet. When now we literally, people aren't even worried about putting their credit card details into online anymore. That used to be a thing. Now it's just normal, right? You are missing out, I'm telling you, on the biggest gold mine of all time. You don't need a license to get a phone. You don't need a license to set up your business. You can start selling today if you wished. People are going to look back for decades to come and think, how wasn't everybody a millionaire in 2020? How did people not see what they had in front of them? The planet, for the first time ever, has just been connected. This truly is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There are more phones on the planet than people right now. What an incredible time to be alive, to change the focus from being frightened to being absolutely empowered and inspired to think, what a time to be alive. The first time ever, the entire planet's been connected. There's not even such a thing as a phone license right now, which there will be because they wait till you're addicted. You just decide you want to make money, off you go and you do it. This is the time that we're living in right now. And again, I'm teaching children and teens, and this is where I'm putting most of my focus as I move forward. Hence why I've pulled back from doing the seminars for adults, because I want to have 5 million children through this in the next 2 to 3 years. I'm teaching them how to be financially independent, financially smart, how to set up savings plans so they never have to worry about money for the rest of their lives, how they can create a business within 24 hours that's making them money within 48 hours, right? This is literally life-saving stuff for the next generation. And I'm going to be showing you how you can get involved in this as part of the program for adults. The question I have for you is, who's ready? I want you to type into the chat right now, I'm ready. I am ready. If you know that there's no more looking back, that this is the beginning of something incredible for you, that you're so happy that you just happened by a series of circumstances to end up on this training with me at this time, even though I'm in Ireland and you are wherever you are, right? Because this is your time. You absolutely can do this. You just need to commit to saying, if I want to learn new things, if I want new results, I got to learn new things. And guess what? It's just about pressing buttons. You already know how to do that. You're going to prove it by typing into the chat now that you can press buttons by typing in, I'm ready. Let's see it. Type in, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's see how many of you can we get say, I'm ready right away. Okay, Peter, you're up in Ireland. That's incredible. Fantastic, guys. Right, here come the I'm readies. So here is your personal invitation to come work with me, right? Now, it's first come, first serve. I'm telling you that right now, just to be fair to everybody, okay? We are starting, number one, we are starting Sunday at 7 UK time, 11 Pacific time. So you got to figure out wherever it is in your world what time that is. So 7 BST or 11 Pacific. It will be recorded. It's live at the time, but it will be recorded in case you can't miss it. There's no problem. It will be recorded and we'll get it to you the day after. Then there's going to be 4 more web classes drip fed to you before we come to the workshop in July. Okay, so we start to Sunday, right? 11 a.m. Pacific, 7 BST, which is summertime in the UK, and 4 more web classes will be drip fed to you before the workshop itself. So that's number one. We're starting straight away, no waiting. We're up and running. We're going. Number 2, the workshop. You now know the dates, July 28th to 31st, ran by me. If you have a funeral on those dates in your diary, cancel it. Right? Cancel it. This is way more important than death, right? I'm ready's are still flying in. Great stuff. You know about it, but the tickets are $6,000 online, but sold out. You cannot book them there. This is the only way you're going to be able to come and see me, right? Is through this web class here, through the web class environment, because you can't book it from the website. 4 days, 4 days with me exclusively. The third thing is the opt-in page, the landing page. We create this for you. If you feel that you might be technically challenged, believe me, you're not if you're able to make it onto this and watch this. But just in case, we'll build this for you. We'll also teach you how to do this. Okay, well, of course, we're going to teach you how to do this too, but we'll build it for you. Number 4, the thing I'm most proud of in our company is the help that we give to our clients. You're going to have a year's access to our help center. 97% is our average customer satisfaction rating. Our average client is 52 years of age. 52 years of age, to give you perspective around the age profile, around the fact that these aren't kids that want to learn how to make money on Instagram. They're adults that are thinking, I need to figure out some money, how to fix money situation quickly, right? I don't care if it's social media or whatever it is, but I got to get this stuff nailed down. And by the way, I'm going to say it now in case I forget it. In the workshop, I don't just teach you about how to earn money. I show you how to keep it, how to grow it, how to invest it. I'm a qualified financial advisor also. So I make sure that you don't just learn how to earn a ton more. I want to show you how to keep it too, right? So that we build this whole thing together and we go through the psychology of wealth, and you are going to be a different person walking out of there. You, from a financial perspective, it's going to be incredible. So 97% customer satisfaction rating, an entire year of support for any questions that you have. We're going to hold your hand through the process. No such thing as a silly question. No such thing as I'm not technical or I don't have a Facebook account. We assume you know nothing and we start from there. For those of you that are more advanced, we can allow you to skip forward in the training and get advanced access to some of the other training, right? So it's one size fits all here. We fit it around you, your ability, and where you are. Whether you have no business, in which case we are picking your niche for you tomorrow or Sunday, today for me. We are picking it for you, right? So don't worry, we're going to tell you what to do exactly. If it is your own business, we'll allow you to do that too. So it's just, wherever you're at, we're here to support you. You don't need your own products. You don't need your own services. You don't need experience. That's our job, to get you on board and get you going. There's never been a better time than right now. Ads on sale, never been more money spent on the internet, and people want to learn this right now, right? People are ready to get going straight away. Number 5, I told you can't lose any money. Now listen to this. Lifetime access to the training in our membership site. Lifetime access. So these are the video trainings that you need to implement. So in the web classes, I will be drip feeding to you step by step what you need to do. It's not going to be intimidating in any way. It's ABC style, right? We tell you in the web class, I want you to watch this training, do this. You literally watch it, implement it, watch it, implement it. Twitter, Facebook, how to rank your videos on the front page of YouTube, how to blog without writing any content, how to build a list, an email list to match whatever type of salary you want to build. LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have they're not even all listed there because to me, you have this for life, right? So you don't need all of this, but we're giving you more than you'll ever need. And that's a key learning here. I'm giving you more than you will ever need, right? I was that person in the audience, right? And I wasn't sure what I should do. That's why I want to make this so easy for you. You'll get more than you'll ever need here, right? And best of all, I'll allow you then to find an outsourcer with outsourcing training to show you how to find somebody how to do all of this for you for as little as $4 an hour. So you can just hand it over and have somebody else make that money for you. Lifetime access. Total value, $13,000, because there's a lot more trainings in there also. Number 6, the Facebook and Twitter ads training, which I told you is online already. I hope you didn't go and buy it because that's also going to be included in the membership site. Actually, if you did go and buy it while we were talking, just let us know and I'll refund it to you because this is going to be included as part of this program. This is going to be included in the membership site. $3,497 is for sale online. That's going to be in the membership site for you also. Number 7, this is being included because right now around the world there are companies that are absolutely struggling because they don't know one thing. They don't know how to sell their stock online because they just don't have a digital presence. The quickest way to get them out of that problem is to teach them how to run webinars. Now, I don't ordinarily teach this, but I'm including this as a bonus for you guys, for those of you that need access to learn how to run webinars as quickly as possible. Here's a client of mine who's filling me in on Skype saying, hey, Paul, I made $300,000 in a webinar last week, $500,000 this week. I went from I tell everyone about the chat you gave me and how I went from making one sale on a webinar to $100,000 the next day. You changed my life, man. Other than that, business is great. $900,000 in 6 hours. The average family in the US and the UK spend $1,000 a year on lottery tickets. The average family in Singapore spends $3,000 a year on lottery tickets. The difference between a dream and a goal is having a plan. Dreaming and hoping are not tactics. Let's just put a clear plan in place, starting right now, to get you to whatever goal you want financially. I know exactly how to get you there. I have the process, I have the system. It's been done tens of thousands of times. All you got to do is plug in and do it. $900,000 in 6 hours. I am going to include my webinar wizardry training as a free bonus as part of this program. It's not available on the internet. You can't get it anywhere except with this program. So not only do we show you how to fill webinars with the social media training, but also how to deliver them, or best of all, how somebody else can do it and you can hide in the background and you just take the money, right? So this is going to be included as an addition. I wasn't going to include, but I am, because I know you have a friend or maybe multiple friends that could do just with this to get a dig out right now. That's a total value of $3,997. Number 8, remember I said I'm going to make sure you do this. This is how I'm going to make sure you do it. You are going to receive coaching calls. We'll walk you through how to make up to $4,000 from a single sale. You are going to get 3 live calls. 3 live calls. Myself and my head coach are going to run these. They're going to be with you. Going to hold your hand through the process. So don't worry if you're not technical. Everybody started off knowing nothing. Every master was once a disaster, right? Turn your mess into a message. You've heard all these things before. But truly, every single one of us started off not knowing anything about this. So that's the perfect place to start, right? You don't have any bad habits. We walk you through the process, how to make, as I say, $4,000 per sale, 3 live coaching calls with me and Martin, and have your hand held, should I say, through the process. That's a total value of just under $2,000. And number 9, for the child, teen, grandchild in your life, we are going to give you a half-day training that's online, step-by-step, shows them how to become financially smart, how to put a savings plan in place that if they just follow it, they'll never have to worry about money for the rest of their lives, how to take advantage of compounding, how they can set up a business within 24 hours that's making them money within 48 hours. You can share with all the rest of your family. This is truly the beginning of something life-changing for the next generation, for your child, your teen, your nephew, your niece, your grandchild, right? They'll have access to this from Monday. From Monday, your kid could be making money by Wednesday, right? By just following the system. We have children right now making more money than their parents, right? Talk about that being the kind of problem you'd like to have as a parent, right? So this is going to be included also as part of it. So quick summary again. Live web class starting Sunday, this Sunday. 4 more drip fed to you in the lead up to the workshop. The virtual 4-day event with me coming up July 28th to 31st. The opt-in page or the squeeze page done for you. Access to the help center for a year. Lifetime access to the membership site with all of the trainings. Facebook and Twitter ads training, which by themselves online are $3,500, is also included. The webinar wizardry bonus training included, which is worth more than your entire investment today. 3 personal coaching calls plus 6 other bonuses that I don't have time or don't have space to put in, being perfectly honest, on this sheet, and the half-day online training for children. That's $37,956 when added together, right? Now, the real value for me is what has this package been sold for before. When it was launched and we were running workshops in Heathrow, London, when it was a 2-day workshop, this was $9,497 plus $127 per month. Here is the best news of the entire day for you. I am going to pass on all of my savings from not having to do an event in person to you. I don't have to fly. I don't have to book into a hotel for 4 nights. I don't have to fly in 10 of my coaches and from different countries and put them up for 10 nights and pay them for working with you for 4 full days. All of those costs are gone because I literally walk from my kitchen to here and deliver this for you in person. So I'm going to be passing on all of the savings to you to make this an absolute no-brainer. You better get ready, guys, because this is first come, first served. First come, first served, right? I am going to give you an incredible discount right now. Not 20% off, not 40% off. 60% off is where, when I'm selling on stage, normally it's $3,997 or £2,997. but it's not even going to be close to that. You're not going to get 70% off, 80% off, 85% off. You are getting it for $997. Everything I talked about, but you better get going now. I made the link as short as I possibly could to allow you to get in as quickly as possible. bit.ly, that's an L, bit.ly/Tom Paul. $8,497 discount, $997 today only. You must get in straight away. bit.ly/Tom Paul. Remember, when you pay in full, you get the Mindset Mastery, which is $2,000 for free. Now, when you get in, I have a bunch of bonuses, but this is only for the first people that get in right now. You will have this option to upgrade to get a call with me. You have this option to upgrade to book a call separately with me where I can review your business, this business, or your current business, whatever it is. You have this option to upgrade for $1,997. Now, you don't need to choose it. I'm just letting you know. Right now, I'm £10,000, which is about $11,000 to book for a day consulting. So I'm going to give you an option if you want to call with me for $1,997 to upgrade after you've purchased. Well, that's what I was going to do. And then I said, you know what? It's been so long since I've done a World Internet Summit event. I'm just going to go crazy here. Anyone that gets in right now and is paying in full, it won't be $1,997 to upgrade. It will be free. You're getting a free one-to-one call with me personally, just me and you, reviewing this business that you're about to create, right? Well, you're going to get access to the program. You're going to start setting up what we have, and you can book this call with me. My team will coordinate between us. There is no expiry time, no expiry. You can use it end of this year, next year, the year after, the year after. As long as I'm on the planet, you can book this with me. No expiry time. Okay, I hope I'm clear on this. Yes, with me, one-to-one, no catches. It's with me, no catches, no pitches. It's focused on you, your business, and getting you fast-tracked. This is when you pay in full. If you're getting in right now, that is, you're getting included with everything we said earlier, a one-to-one directly with me. This is to fast-track your success results and to get you there as quickly as possible. I know you don't need any more bonuses, but I told you I'm going to make this absolutely irresistible, and you're going to be taking zero risks here today. Bonus 2. Type into the chat right now if you would love to be able to bring a guest with you. Just type in yes. Just type in Y or yes if you'd love to be able to bring a guest to the workshop with you. If you'd love to bring a guest, just type in Y or yes right now, because I can skip these slides or I can be convinced. I want to see my yeses. I want to see my Ys. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice with excitement for you guys. So I said I was going to go all out to make this incredible for you. Absolutely incredible. So you don't need to upgrade for that one-to-one with me. It's included when you pay in full. Okay, here come the yeses now. Here come the yeses. Okay, if you get in right now, you can bring a guest with you. A guest with you to the virtual workshop. It's $5,997 for a ticket to my coaches running them. You are going to be able, but you got to be in right now to bring a guest with you, right? You need to, so you can bring a second person with you, okay? So this, you know what I'm going to do? I'm loving the comments here. You're convincing me. Your guest can come with you, but they also are going to get access to all of the training. Your guests can access the training. So let's make this a 2-for-1 deal. 2 for 1. You and either your business partner or a family member, that guest of yours, they get access to the entire training. 2 for 1. I've just cut it in half again. 2 for 1. You have to get in now. This is what you're going to see, guys. You choose that option on the left for $997 because that gets you the rethink. That gets you the Mindset Mastery for free. It gets you the one-to-one with me. So choose the option on the left. There is a payment plan if you wish to get it paid off before you come to the workshop. And if that's the only way you can do it, absolutely do it. If you can squeeze towards the first one, go for that. That gets you your one-to-one with me. And as I say, the Mindset Mastery. So two of you 2 of you are going to get access to everything. So literally, we're now talking 2 for 1 here. We're talking less than $500 per person, right? And this is what you're going to see when you get in there, just so we're clear. Be careful when you're typing it in. And congratulations to those of you that are getting in, by the way. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. We are starting on Sunday. Today is Sunday, right? So we're getting going straight away. No hanging about. We're getting you when you're at your most enthusiastic, right? So bit.ly/Tom Paul. This is when you get in, guys, you will then be asked to register for that web class, the welcome web class. So when you see this graphic, Rethink Welcome Webinar, make sure you enter your name, your email, and register. And then you are registered. You don't need to wait for an email from me tomorrow or anything like that. When I get up, you are then going to get your reminders for the live web class tomorrow. People are asking, Paul, thank you, Paul. What if I can't make it live? No problem if you can't make it live. It will be recorded for you. So 2 for 1, guys. 2 for 1. Bonus number 3. Warren Buffett says the number one rule in investing is never to lose money. Let me show you how you get a money back guarantee on this. Without doing a tap, without even opening the course, you can get your money back. Right? How? All you need to do to get all of your money back today, $997, is recommend 2 people. Just recommend 2 people to my team, right, that we can offer this program to. It'll only be $997. They'll get the same price. They won't get the 2 for 1, and they won't get the pay. They won't get the call with me, but they'll get the rest, right? Because it's your guest. It's your person here. You recommend them to us. We'll make the sales for you. 2 people, you get all of your money back. Why would I do that? Why would I do something so crazy? Because my entire model is based around matchmaking. Let me do the work for you. You're going to love it. So much easier, right? So no time restriction on this. Just like the one-to-one with me, there's no time restriction. If you recommend them next week, you get your money back next week. If you've got them in by next Wednesday, we will give you your money back by Wednesday. If it takes you 2 weeks, if it takes you a month, if it takes you 6 months, or if you want to do it further down the road, there is no time limitation. You get all of your money back, which basically means you get your entire training for free, right? For free. And we're going to show you how to do this, how to recommend somebody else's program, to show you that money is just so easy to come by when you know what you're doing. And we'll show you how we promote so you can do the same. You don't have to sell or anything. We do that for you, and you get all of your money back at any point, anytime in the future. So you'll get everything you had for free. Warren Buffett also says, investing in yourself is the most important investment you'll ever make in your life. You have a very simple question to ask yourself here. Are you worth $1.37 per day? Are you willing to invest $1.37 in you per day for a year? Less than half a cup of coffee to learn how to be financially free forever and have fun doing it and use time you're already spending on the internet to turn it into money? I think we know the answer. This is what it works out, guys. Between the 2 of you, $1.37 per day. You won't even notice it going missing. You won't even notice it going missing, right? So pay yourself a little bit forward. As I say, if you're struggling for money right now, go for the installment plan, right? Because you'll already be able to start making money from your business even before you come to the workshop. $1.37 per day. That's what we're talking about here. I told you I was going to make this crazy. It is crazy. And you have your money back guarantee. Just recommend 2 people to us. We'll make the sales. You get all of your money back as well. And of course, if you're a business owner, this is a write-off against your company. This is a marketing cost. Those of you who are not business owners, we're going to talk about that in the workshop. I'll talk about the importance of setting up a business, how to do that, how to do it for as little as $10, why you might consider it. But any of you joining right now, you don't need to do it yet, right? Just wait till we come to the workshop. But what I'm letting you know is your investment today in me will be written off against your current company or this company that you set up in the future, right? So basically, it's a freebie, right? This is a write-off against your company. You don't want to be running ads after you've already paid 71% tax on your personal income, right? You want to run it off the top of your business. I'm going to be showing you so many super cool things around money that's going to save you a fortune, but also how to earn it, how to keep it, how to grow it, and how to make it work for you. All included as part of the same training, all in the same workshop, guys. So again, this is what it's going to look like. Remember, when you go in, please then register for the welcome web class, bit.ly/Tom Paul. Okay, we have everything on this one page right now, and I am going to open this up to questions because I know that this is the most incredible offer you're going to see. And the reason I can say, I know because I sat in the audience, I know exactly what I wanted, and I wasn't getting it, but I'm giving you all the support you need. We're going to hold you by the hand. You've got live trainings. You've got access to me personally. You're going to be getting the mindset training that you need to quieten down the gremlins. You can bring this supporter with you, a partner with you to the workshop. In fact, you're getting access to everything, 2 for 1. So you're getting $96,000 worth of training for $997. For $997, or what did I say works out at $1.37 per day for a year for financial independence for you. And what about your children and teens that we talked about? They can be making money within 48 hours by just following what we have in here for you. It is truly child's play. Forget outsourcing if you want. You've got insourcers at home. Turn your children who are liabilities into assets, right? Get them, because this is so much fun. They're going to absolutely love it. And instead of feeling threatened when they're on devices like iPads and iPhones, you'll suddenly feel excited because you'll know that is the key for their financial independence. That is why they won't need to rely on jobs. And you are about to start that journey, and a magnificent journey starting today. And this is why, like, people ask me, why do you do all of this when you've made I've made $40 million now in the last 10 years? Because I love it. I love changing lives. I love letting people know what is right in front of their hands if they just stop listening to people who have not made it financially and start listening to those that have. Because we're more than willing to help, but we need you to invest. Because if you don't invest financially, you won't invest your time emotionally. It really is important to grasp that. If you don't invest in yourself here, you won't put the time in. But when you do, you will, right? And I know with absolute certainty that you can do this, 100%, because I was able to, right? And thousands of my clients are able to do it with an average age of 52 years of age, right? And 97% customer satisfaction rating, because we hold your hand through the process. You're absolutely going to do this. If you're not confident in it, that's not your job. We give you the confidence, right? We're way more certain than you are uncertain. This will absolutely work for you. So please, if you have any questions, please type them into the chat right now. And I'd love to help you guys get over the line. Huge congratulations, by the way, to those of you that got in. If you cannot make the live web class today, don't worry, it will be recorded for you. It will be recorded for you. So let me see. Any questions, please type them into the chat. Now, I know there is a bit of a delay. bit.ly. Oh, great question from Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. How much money is required to grow the business? And are there hidden monthly costs? Great question. So first of all, let's take the perspective of, if you were running a regular business, how much would it cost you to run per month in terms of even just renting out an office, the business fees, the getting your employees in there, lighting, heating, etc. Right? We know for a normal business, thousands, if not tens of thousands. For an online business, you can literally, maybe one software that I would probably push, one software which is $37 a month. That's to build your opt-in page, $37. You can get one for that. Other than that, it's ad spend. And ad spend is actually the wrong word. It should be ad investment, because every penny you put into your ads, you're going to get a result from. It either works or it doesn't work. So the purpose of your ads is to make that money back straight away. So your cost of business is literally less than $40 a month. So about $1 a day, $1.10, maybe $1.05 per day will get you going comfortably. And you could also, every time that I recommend a software, I give you a free version or a paid version. So you actually could run it with zero spend other than advertising, because you can actually get opt-in page templates that are free also. So you could actually do it completely for free other than your ad spend. And your ad spend, you can start for as little as $1, right? And that's the dollar you want to turn into 12 in a year. So $1, if you can get $1 into 2, $1 into 4, you're going to put as many dollars in as you want into it. So that's what's so incredible about that. And that's why accountants are like, this is just ridiculous. Why isn't everyone in business following this model? Because it just turns the whole thing upside down. And that's what you want, right? 100% chance of success, not a 4% chance, which is the traditional business type model. Great question. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else, guys? Any more questions for me here? I'm really, really excited for you. Cannot wait to start working with you later today in whatever time zone you are. And those of you that are up in the UK and Ireland and in Europe at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, a very special thank you to you, because you are going over and above. I know already you are the type of person who is unbelievably committed to making this happen, that you've actually stayed up on a Saturday night. God, remember those when they were a thing. So thank you so much for those, and those of you getting in, really excited for you, really excited for you. I'm going to ask though, who right now is on the fence? You're thinking about it, right? You're thinking about it, right? But just type in OTF. Just type in OTF if you're on the fence right now. So I'm going to see what I can do for those of you that are on the fence. You're really close, right? But you're like, oh, I'm just not sure. I'm not entirely certain. Because remember, only an hour and 3/4 ago, we were strangers, right? But I can tell you, what you see is what you get. You're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. It's much better than I even described, right? We're going to have an incredible time to get it available. Yes, there is a payment plan available. Go to bit.ly/Tom Paul, and the right-hand side option gives you a 3-pay option. So you can actually divide this into 3 payments, right? And still come to the workshop in July. So you'll have paid off your 3rd payment just before the 28th of July. So type in OTF if you're on the fence. I'm assuming that, I haven't seen any yet, but I'm assuming there's just a bit of a delay here. There's got to be at least a couple of you that are on the fence. I know loads of you are being successful, which I'm delighted for. But there, by the way, there's a limitation to the pay in fulls, as in to my one-to-ones. That's the first 29 only. So make sure you, if you're not in already and you want that one-to-one with me, get in immediately, because the clock is ticking on those. I can only allow for a certain number of one-to-ones that I'm going to include in my timeline. So make sure if you're that you get in immediately to get your one-to-one, because there is a strict limitation, as you'd expect, when you're going to be talking with me directly. Okay, let me see, anybody here? Oh, new comments. I can see where I was going wrong. I wasn't scrolling down. There's loads of them coming in now. Okay, how do I pay? Sorry guys, I was missing these questions. Now I have them. Thank you very much. Thank you, Paul. Awesome. How do I pay? How do I pay, Paul? You go to bit.ly/Tom Paul, okay? And you just type that into your browser. And it's in US dollars, right? US dollars. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. Fantastic. Okay. What time is the training tomorrow? 7 p.m. UK time. 7 p.m. UK, which is 11 a.m. Pacific. So I'm doing UK and then the other side of the world in Pacific time. Okay. It will be recorded though, so wherever you are in the world, everything will be available to you via a recording. So we'll make sure we work around you from that perspective. Okay, fair enough, Peter. No worries. Let me see, any more questions here? Alan is saying he is on the fence. Okay, thank you, Alan. I think they're just starting to come in now. So what I'm going to do for you, okay, Jay. Okay, there's definitely a delay because I asked that question about 2 minutes ago. Anyone that's on the fence right now, I'm going to give you a use it or lose it opportunity here, right? A use it or lose it opportunity. Those of you that are already in, congratulations, right? I am now about to start the process of under-promising and over-delivering. I'm going to now add more things to you. You're already in, congratulations. You've got your one-to-one with me, right? Well done, if you paid in full. But I want to just, for those people on the fence right now, I'm going to give you an opportunity here. Okay. Now, some people, how do I get my second person signed up? Great question, Tentio. I will explain that in the web class, right? I'll explain how that second person, we don't need to know the name of that person, right? But we'll explain that in the web class to you tomorrow, how that second person gets access, right? So what I'm going to do is this, for those of you on the fence. Now, again, those of you that are already in, you've got this. But I'm going to go crazy here and make it a no-brainer for you. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to add a second one-to-one call with me. A second one-to-one call with me. If you're in already, guys, you can just say thank you. You don't need to. You can say it in your own mind. Wow, thank you. But if you get in, and I mean literally right now when you're on the fence, you are going to get a second one-to-one call with me. So you're going to get 2 calls, right? So you can do one shortly after the workshop and then spread it out and have it down the road. Again, there's no time limit on it. 2 calls. I told Tom I was going to do something crazy this evening. 2, right? So 2 one-to-one calls with me, right? Now this is use it or lose it. If you, this, I'm literally, what is it? 154 for me. It's 6 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. 6 minutes for my on the fence people to make a decision, right? Because it's all about taking action. If you're going to procrastinate, you're going to be slow at taking action. You've got to make a decision one way or the other. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is this. You've literally, now it's 5 minutes, right? So you're going to get a second one-to-one with me. I'm also going to allow you, I'm going to allow you to bring, I'm just thinking, am I too crazy doing this? Can I do it? To bring a second guest. You can bring a second guest to the workshop with you, right? I told you I would make it crazy. The tickets are $5,997. You can bring 2 guests. Why can I do it? Because I'm at home. I'm at home. I don't need to make space for you in a hotel. You don't need to fly. You don't need to travel. You can just literally sit at home, and now you can bring a second guest. That makes it 3 people coming to that workshop for $997. The prices are dropping to like $333 per person, which is less than $1 a day, right? 3 of you are coming to the summit. 2 guests, but that is only, strictly only, if you make that decision right now, you've got exactly 4 minutes after the top of the hour, that second guest is gone, and that second call is definitely gone. So you literally, for the on the fence people, I think there's 7 of you. It looks like Alan, Jay. So Alan, you got to take action on that now. Jay, you got to take action. Elizabeth, Mark, Vicky, 5 of you actually. Maybe I have to scroll down a little bit. You on the fence, you've got literally 4 minutes. Make a decision on that. You're going to get a second one-to-one call, and you can bring a second guest. Those of you that are already in, you've got it. You have got all of that. You're going to get your second one, and you're going to bring the second guest. I will tell you on the web class on Sunday how that works, how we get their names. You'll have plenty of time to let them know about it. I can tell you one thing, they are going to be incredibly grateful to you. And the reason, I'm sure there's someone right now in your life who's feeling really uncertain with their job or with their business or needs a boost. That's what you have, that gift to tell them. You don't need to tell them you've been allowed to bring 2 guests. Let them feel special, and let them feel that you chose them as your guest. Okay, so you have 3 minutes before that is pulled. Okay, for getting a second one-to-one and to bring a second guest with you. I'm going to pull that on the top of the hour, which is 3 minutes away for those on the fence. Everyone else that's in, thank you so much. I am so excited to be speaking to you later today. We're going to get started straight away. While you're in peak excitement, peak enthusiasm, we're going to get going. Niche chosen, business chosen. Off we go, up and running, job done. Let's get this party started, okay? Any last questions, guys? Any last questions? Other than that, I'm going to be wrapping up now any second here, and we've got to be, poor old Mike is waiting for me here as well. And see, you have everything on that slide. So bit.ly/Tom Paul. Okay, Mark is saying he's still on the fence. Well, Mark, there's nothing else I can add, right? You're getting me twice. You're getting 2 guests to come to a workshop that's $6,000, and you're getting it for $997. So fair enough. I genuinely, there's nothing else coming. That's it. That's literally all I have up my sleeves. There's nothing else I can add in. So fair enough, Mark. If you decide it's not for you, I can't. I'm not going to push. But I'm just telling you, this will change your life. You will absolutely love this. You absolutely can do this. You're literally just pressing buttons on a keyboard. My job from now on for you is this. I'm going to press your buttons so that you press these buttons on your keyboard. Because if you can type into the chat here, and if you know how to spend money on the internet, you're already making money, just on the wrong side. Guys, it's super simple. You know my style. We're going to have great fun. There's no BS. There's no crap. It's no hype. It's just, this is how it works. This is what you do. This is what we do. Copy it. Make it work. Take the financial pressure off. One niche first, and then you can grow this into whatever you want, and you can completely hand it away and have others do it for you like I do. So thank you so much, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Vicky, see if you can get on the payment plan if that's the case. Just your first installment in, so you can be up and running today and onto the web class, welcome web class, and you will be able to start building your business from Monday. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And again, Tom, Joe, Jason, Mike, all of you guys, I said I would, after my Q&A wrap up in 2 hours. So thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Will someone have me as a guest, please? Elizabeth, it doesn't work like that. You don't pick people from this group. It's family members or business partners of yours. Not people that you've met on this, then it doesn't work whatsoever. It's family members or business partners that you have. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. Cheers, Mike. Thank you again.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Thank you. What a great presentation. Hey, I learned so much that I need to implement. You know, you've been a great inspiration tonight. So we appreciate everyone being here tonight, and bye-bye. To you in Ireland. Have a great evening. Get some rest. You've really worked. Yes,
Mike,
sir.
what I want to do, I just see there's comments coming in, not in this channel, another channel, saying that some people still can't get in. Let's leave it open. I'm going to leave it open, Mike, so that people can go in and still purchase. Just so I'm going to leave it open for now. So I'm not going to. The offer, as I said, with the extra person ends, but the people can get in right now and still purchase. Just to be clear. Actually, look, 15 more minutes on the extra person and the second call, because some people are saying they just literally cannot get in, so that's a bit unfair. So that extra person and the 2 one-to-ones with me, Mike, will extend that by 15 minutes just after we come off here. So just make sure you have the link taken down. That's the key thing. Couldn't make it any shorter, really. bit.ly/Tom Paul. Thank you, Mike. Apologies. Just wanted to say that to people to make sure they can. Benjamin for saying he can't get in. So are there contact details, Mike, for the team to send an email to if they're stuck?
Jason will put that in the chat there. But you can also try the link ClickSeminars.LIVE/Paul.
Okay. So look there in the chat, guys, for those of you that are still struggling to get in. Try the alternative link. And okay, here it is. Thank you, Tom and Jason. info@ClickSeminars.LIVE. If you can't get in for some reason, or your credit card is bouncing, info@ClickSeminars.LIVE. Please send the email immediately, right? We want to lock in the spots here, so send it immediately if you can't get in. Even if and then keep trying. And if you get in, they'll know. They'll see that you got in. But please send that email immediately if for some reason you can't get in. Okay? So info@ClickSeminars.LIVE. info@ClickSeminars.live. So thank you, everybody. bit.ly/Tom Paul. Have a wonderful morning, evening, nighttime. 2 a.m. here. Time for bed. I can't see me going to bed for a while. But I'm really excited to see you later today, guys. We're going to get started, and you're going to love the journey. Thanks again, Mike. Thank you, Tom. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Paul. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Tomorrow morning here in the U.S. at 10 a.m. Central, which is when it comes to, that's 8 a.m. LA time, and that's 11 Eastern time. We're going to be starting with the next speaker, which is Raymond Aaron. So be sure to join us in the morning. We're going to be doing this. I'm going to be your host all week, all the way till next Friday. And we've got a whole lot of great trainings and a whole lot of great speakers coming up. So be sure to join us here at ClickSeminars.live. Once again, have a good evening or a good morning wherever you are in the world. And here for me in Nashville, it's good evening, good night.